It really fascinates me how seemingly harmless things scared us as kids. And most cases were in children's programming, where we were meant to be safe. Yes, I was scared of a Thomas the Tank Engine episode as a kid. What of it? But funny enough, a movie that was probably meant to scare me didn't. And that was Monster House. Now that it's Halloween, at least here in Australia, it's the perfect excuse to explore more corners of my childhood. But first, I made it nighttime. The movie begins with this little girl, full of whimsy, riding along on her tricycle until she lands on someone's lawn. The owner of the lawn steps out, revealing his beautiful face. This is Old Man Nebuchadnezzar, voiced by Steve Buscemi of all people. You'll soon come to find the crazy cast this movie has. His unk sensors go off or something, and he peeps our protagonist stalking him. DJ has been investigating his neighbor for some time because he thinks something is off with him. He tries to tell his folks, but they don't believe him and crash into a kid. Chowder is my favorite character in this entire movie. I think he is so funny and has the best lines out of everyone. You might have noticed by now the uncanny animation this movie has. It was all mocapped, and I think this adds a lot to the vibe this film was going for. The way they all move just adds to the spooky tone and puts you on guard. After a bit of b-ball and Chowder getting clocked, his ball ends up on Nebuchadnezzar's lawn. DJ is very willing to leave it, but Chowder somehow convinces him to get it.
I paid $28 for that ball. I ran 10 yards and asked my mom for $1 26 times.
Nebuchadnezzar tries jumping the lad, but DJ weaves that shit and kicks up some grass. Nebuchadnezzar is so pissed off that he picks up DJ and has a heart attack. I never noticed the house slightly reacting to this. As Nebuchadnezzar is taken away, the house tries to keep him from leaving, which is very sweet by the end of the movie. DJ thinks he killed Unk, and Chowder runs away. His babysitter, Z, arrives and does whatever this is. I'm not really sure what the point of her character is because she's hardly in the movie. If she wasn't here, it wouldn't make a difference. Uh-oh, now the freaky stuff is happening. Sure, this isn't that creepy now, but imagine being a child and seeing this. DJ wakes up from his dream, getting a call, and when he redials it, it comes from the house. Ooh. This puts him in a jump scareable position as these hands come out of nowhere. This is Bones, voiced by Jason Lee, otherwise known as Syndrome, and Dave Seville.
Back off, man. This is Dave Seville.
Bones assaults DJ's teddy and dips. Just thought you should know that part. He lore dumps about his kite that Nebuchadnezzar took and sees it at the house after getting kicked out and causing a scene. It lures him inside and eats him. DJ meets with Chowder at a junkyard where they dick around on an excavator. They go to further investigate the house, thinking that Nebuchadnezzar is back. This time, it's Chowder who goes up and rings the doorbell. This must be the house's G-spot, because it fully reacts, and we finally get to see it move. This is honestly such a really good design for this kind of monster, with all the features of the house acting as some kind of body part. And it's really expressive too. The boys retreat back to DJ's house. Boo! Did I scare you? The boys spend the night surveilling and spot our third main character approaching the property. I guess the house is done being nonchalant because it tries to up and gobble Jenny up. They manage to save her, and Chowder makes his move and fumbles.
Well, Dad, why don't you kiss my hairy butt? Hey, DJ, got any beer? Well, hello there.
Now that all our main characters are together, I gotta say, I don't fuck with the other two that much. Like, DJ is just a basic protagonist. You know, he's brave, I guess. Chowder is the comedy relief, and is very good at it. And Jenny is just woman. Chowder is love him, but the other two never do anything to stand out, and are completely overshadowed by the more interesting side characters. The house eats a dog. Jenny thinks it's a good idea to call the police, and while waiting, the kids just look at the house. It tries the toy trick again, and starts absolutely bawling. The cops show up, and one of them is voiced by Kevin James. Paul Blart Mall Cop is in this movie. We must be running on Stephen King logic here, because the adults are useless. Since the government has failed them, they go to the next best thing, a gamer. John Hader voices Skull, Napoleon Dynamite, and is one of those characters that is way better than a third of the main cast. He's just funny. They ask what to do about their house problem, and he pretty much tells them to attack its heart. And then he does this. Their plan is to trick the house into eating a dummy full of cold medicine to make it fall asleep and explore her insides. Pause. The plan almost works until Kevin James pulls up again. Officer James isn't too pleased with their plan and arrests them. They also for some reason look into the house, and now the house decides to attack them. With the kids in the car, it's a perfect time to gobble them up. They manage to escape the car before it goes in, and the house returns to its docile state. I've been enjoying everything about this movie, but one nitpick I have is that these kids talk very loud in the house and walk around. Can the house not feel or hear the shit? Whatever. Chowder finds dynamite, and DJ finds some binoculars and realizes Nebacracker was watching him too. Not nice, is it, DJ? Khaled, I don't know. The group finds some photos of Mrs. Nebacracker, and Chowder, with some W comms, calls out what he thinks it's the heart. They blast it, only for it to wake up the house, and it throws up.
Then that must be the uvula.
Oh, so it's a girl house.
Everyone falls deeper into the haunted R house, onto this stockpile of people's toys. It's in this basement where DJ finds a locked off area with the name Constance written above it. That's his wife. Yeah, Nebacracker gets some. It is inaccessible, but luckily DJ grabbed the key at the start of the movie. I didn't mention it before because it wouldn't be relevant until now, but Nebacracker dropped this key when he was wheeled away. Unlocking the gate reveals the remains of Constance, fossilized in cement. DJ gets a little too close for comfort, and the house is pissed. It relies on an old trick and lures Chowder out with his ball and is taken away. Same with Jenny and Almost DJ. With everyone about to be eaten, Jenny fucks with a uvula and it spits them up. Clearly this traumatic events make the boys fight, so they can inevitably come back in the final climax. Oh wait, no, we don't have time for that, because DJ gets run down by an ambulance, and the one that steps out of it is Old Man Nebacracker. Do ambulances take people home? Nebacracker starts speaking about some running out of time. He tends to the house, and they figure out that the house is Constance, if you haven't figured that out for yourself. Time for some lore, let's go! Constance was in a circus-style freak show when Nebacracker met her and saved her. They bought themselves a piece of land in the middle of nowhere, and began constructing a house. Then some kids started haggling Constance. Where did they come from? We're in the middle of literally nowhere. Constance does not like getting egged, and starts swinging, but loses her balance and plummets into the foundation, covering herself in cement, killing her. But then Nebacracker builds the rest of the house over her remains? Little weird, dude. She then went on to possess the house, and still kept her resentment for people after constantly being ridiculed for so long. Nebacracker didn't scare people off because he was old and grumpy. He was trying to protect everyone from his monster house. I think this is a brilliant twist. It recontextualizes so much about Nebacracker's character and everything he's done up until this point. He's Nebacracker, but he never cracked her. Probably, I don't know what he gets up to. This little understanding moment once again pisses Constance off, so she uses the trees as arms and pulls herself out of the ground to chase the kids. This is where the shit becomes terrifying. Imagine a whole ass house chasing you down. They leave Nebacracker in the retreat as Constance continues her pursuit. But Nebacracker somehow makes a beautiful throw to get her attention. Then he says the funniest line in the movie.
You stay away from those children, Constance!
The two have a bit of a heartfelt moment, and he decides he needs to put a stop to this. He pulls out the boomstick, but Constance doesn't like that. The excavator from earlier fulfills its purpose as the kids fight her with it. Nebacracker hands the dynamite off to DJ, and he enacts another master plan. Chowder uses Constance's trick against her, and lures her down into a pit. This actually shatters Constance, but she ends up mega evolving. Yes, I've been playing Pokemon ZA, how could you tell? DJ and Jenny climb a crane and share a little kiss, while Chowder is fighting for his life. Help my boy out! Luckily, DJ goes for a little swing, and Jenny alley-oops the dynamite to him. Everyone is very good at throwing in this movie. He lobs the rock into Constance's chimney, saves Chowder, and blows her to high heaven. We then get a very sweet scene of Nebacracker dancing with Constance, as he lets her go and she moves on. He goes through an array of emotions. He is obviously sad about his wife dying, but expresses the joy of being free for the first time in 45 years. And the movie ends with the gang giving all the toys back to the neighborhood, and the boys go off to do some trick-or-treating. Also, everyone the house ate survived. Monster House may have a kind of dumb premise if you think about it, but overall it's a solid movie. The horror elements worked great for a kids movie, because even now I was kind of creeped out by the atmosphere alone. There was a decent attempt to traumatize children, and you gotta commend it on that. There was a lot of hilarious line deliveries, thanks to my goat Chowder, and while I don't care for Jenny or DJ all that much, they still worked okay here. I was impressed with how memorable the side characters were, and the moment with Nebuchadnezzar and Constance at the end was beautiful. It is obviously a lot harder to capture that same terror in a YouTube video, so maybe watch it yourself. 'Tis the season.